Hello everyone and welcome to this special edition of GodSaw's Turnbuckle. This is the prediction show going into the Great Balls of Fire pay-per-view. Yes, that's right, they are really going with that name. It's still a little bit hard to believe in that sense that they are going with the name Great Balls of Fire for a WWE pay-per-view, but hey, here we are. So let's get right into it with the kickoff show match. And this is a match I honestly don't feel like should be on the kickoff show, but it is definitely going to end up being there. And that's going to be the Cruiserweight title match with Neville going up against Akira Tozawa. At this point in time, especially with it being the pre-show match and everything, I don't see a reason for them to, take the title off of Neville at this point in time. He's been doing great work as champion. Have it build up over a couple matches. And honestly, with my pick here, I feel like they're going to have Neville go over in this match. And it doesn't necessarily take Akira Tozawa out of the Cruiserweight title picture, especially if they let Akira Tozawa, look good in the match. It doesn't necessarily take him out of that particular picture. But then again, like I said, I kind of wish this wasn't on the pre-show. I don't feel like this one deserves to be on the pre-show in any way. But, lo and behold, here we are. It is on the pre-show, and that will be the pre-show match this time around. So this leads into the main card, which we're going to basically start off with what is the grudge match. What we've recently seen in the terms of Big Cass turning on Enzo Amore. So now it's going to be Big Cass versus Enzo at the show itself. I don't think this is going to be a squash match, but I do feel like they're going to be putting Big Cass over here. But I also don't feel like this is going to be the end of this one. But it's definitely going to be Big Cass on this side of everything, especially with the way that Enzo cut his promo on Monday night, and then jumped Big Cass to go along with it afterwards. So yes, going Big Cass on this one. Up next is the Intercontinental title match, with it being The Miz versus Dean Ambrose. First of all, fun match with Heath Slater and The Miz on Monday night. I thought it was a relatively good match. In that sense, it was fun. It was fun to watch it live. Everything in that sense, I thought they did a good job there. But obviously, Miz goes over in that one, and it was also announced that Dean Ambrose would get his shot at the Intercontinental title at the pay-per-view. And yeah, I am calling this one to be for The Miz, mainly to end this storyline. And I'm not saying that it's been bad by any stretch of the imagination. I actually think some of the work that they've been doing throughout this entire time, both on SmackDown and Raw after the Superstar shakeup, has been done really well and has come off relatively good. So with that sense, I feel like they've done a decent program, but it's time for Miz to move on. It's time for Dean Ambrose to move on. This is definitely a good way of going, and Miz goes over in this match. Now, this leads us into the tag team title match. Now, here's an interesting one for you in this one. You have Cesaro and Sheamus and the Hardy Boys, and they kind of just gloss over this a little bit on Monday night. It wasn't really talked about all that much. At least I don't feel like it was. But it has been made a 30-minute Iron Man match. It is interesting that they added the stipulation so late into the game. Why didn't they kind of build this up a little bit more to go along with it? At this point in time, I don't feel like it's time to take the titles off of Cesaro and Sheamus, though I could totally see them doing that and putting them back on the Hardys or something in that sense for later down the road and maybe continue on this feud a little bit. But I feel like Cesaro and Sheamus are going to go over on this one, and then both teams are going to kind of move to their next particular people, though. It'll be interesting to see who they feud with next in that sense. But also, I could totally see the Hardys pulling out the victory on this one as well. It'll be interesting to see how well this one works as a 30-minute Iron Man match to go along with it. I don't think the Hardys have done one of those in quite some time. I know they haven't really done 30-minute length matches for a while either, so it'll be interesting to see how that one plays off. So this brings us to Seth Rollins versus Bray Wyatt. There's a piece of me that wants them to definitely give the win to Bray Wyatt. I don't think they are. They love, and some other people have been dubbing it this way. They've dubbed Bray Wyatt as the Eater of Pins, and instead of the Eater of Worlds, he's the Eater of Pins, and he's probably going to do so here because I don't know what the plans are for Seth Rollins going into SummerSlam, but more than likely it might not be with Bray Wyatt, it might be with someone else. And I feel like they'll be putting Seth over in this case. At least that's how it looks like in the end here for me. So I'm going with Seth Rollins. So this brings us to the Raw Women's Title match, which is Alexa Bliss going up against Sasha Banks. I've not been the biggest fan, at least in the in-ring work of Alexa Bliss yet. It'll be interesting to see how the two of them work a one-on-one match together. Obviously, Alexa Bliss's promos have been really good since she's come up to the main roster, and that's kind of where a lot of her push is going, is with her promo work and her ability to get over with a crowd. And Sasha has obviously also been over with the crowd as well since coming up with the main roster now for 2 years now. So she's kind of had more time to build up everything in that sense. I don't see them taking the title off Alexa Bliss yet. So I will have to go with Alexa Bliss on this one. As a matter of fact, I'm recognizing this. I'm going very heel heavy on this show, and I'm not shocked on that one in that sense of it. At least not to me. I'm not shocked that I'm going heel heavy on this show. And yeah, this is going to be Alexa Bliss going over. I don't think there's going to be much interference on this one, so I don't feel like you're going to probably see Nia Jax or Bayley showing up in this match, though I guess that is a possibility if they want to work that story for the time being, but we'll see where they go with this match when they go Sunday. It could be a really good match. They did have a little bit of sloppiness in the tag match on Monday night, but you know, you don't know until they actually have the match itself and how it'll actually come off. So this brings us to the Roman Reigns Braun Strowman ambulance match, and I'm going to tell you who I think should win and who will win. Who I think should win this match should be Braun Strowman. Matter of fact, it's kind of telling me maybe to go with Braun Strowman in this match due to the factors of Roman Reigns going over on the final Raw before the actual pay-per-view itself. But there's something just telling me that they are I'm kind of going off of a little bit of those rumors and everything, and I feel like that they're going to actually go with it, that you're going to have Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam for the Universal title versus anybody else at that point in time. So I am going with Roman Reigns in this match. So this leads us to the main event of the night. Brock Lesnar versus Samoa Joe with the Universal title on the line. And I feel like I've probably given this away a little bit. Now, let's not get this wrong. Since Brock Lesnar's been back to the company, and once you found out Samoa Joe had shown up on NXT, I was like, hey, wait a minute. These two could face off at some point, and I think it would be amazing. I feel like this match will be a very good match. As a matter of fact, the build-up for this match has been very well done in every way, shape, or form. It will make me saddened if it's just a one-off, but it might end up being that way, and I feel like Brock Lesnar is going to go over in this match, but I also feel like this is going to be a really, really fun match to watch, and I actually can't wait to see what we end up getting in the end with this particular match. As a matter of fact, this is probably one of the few times I've been kind of excited for a Brock Lesnar match. I would probably say I was more excited for this one than I was for the Lesnar-Goldberg one at WrestleMania, because we had seen what had happened at WrestleMania before with those two. But that ended up turning out to be like a lot of fun. And I'm actually quite more excited for this particular match and seeing where they go, because Samoa Joe is very good in the ring. Brock Lesnar, when he wants to be, can be very good in the ring to go along with it as well. So I feel like we're going to get a good match out of this, but I feel like it's going to be Brock Lesnar going over. So, with everything being said and all my predictions being out there, the actual show itself doesn't look like it's going to be a bad show by any stretch of the imagination. It looks like it could be a lot a lot of fun to go along with it. Miz and Ambrose, that they can work really well in the ring. I've been liking where Cesaro and Sheamus and the Hardys have been in the ring. I feel like they've been putting on good matches. Even though the build-up for Seth Rollins and Bray Wyatt hasn't been the best by any stretch of the imagination, by a lack of a true reason why these guys are fighting. That match itself, in the terms of in-ring ability, has the potential of being really good. It'll be interesting to see where Alexa Bliss and Sasha Banks go in the terms of in-ring. Braun Strowman and Roman Reigns have been working great together. I feel like this is going to be a really good match between the two of them. And I'm kind of amped to see Brock Lesnar and Samoa Joe. So, it should turn out to be a pretty good card. And on the kickoff show with Akira Tozawa and Neville, which I don't feel like should be on the kickoff show, but it is there, should be a really good match if they give that one time as well. So with that being said, everybody, that's my predictions going into WWE's Great Balls of Fire pay-per-view. And I thank you guys for watching, and I hope you have a great day. And if I have time to, we will set up a live reaction show Sunday evening for the pay-per-view itself. So with that being said, peace out. Have a great rest of your day.